common sense, comedy, and freedom. You found the Defenders of American Exceptionalism on the Lanterns Radio Network.
Defenders of American Exceptionalism, we are live. You can find us everywhere. If y'all haven't noticed, if you're watching live on camera, there's only one. Because there can only be one. Yeah, I know, that's not true. No, Steven is out tonight. Have had actually an addition to the Defender family. Has been birthed this afternoon, as a matter of fact, around 12:30-ish, give or take. Happy, healthy baby boy. So it is just one of them days today. So I got to scramble, and you guys are stuck with me. Just me. So enjoy. Hope everybody had a great week. It's going to be fun. Kind of. This is, like I said, this is very weird. I'm outside of my little room there, but we'll make it work. Let's see. Oh, you can find us. We are on Defenders of American Exceptionalism. Can be found very easily on the Facebooks and the Twitters, both at DOAE Show. You can find us at our website, doaeshow.com. Get on there, look it up. Lots of great articles and things. Growing every day, guys. It's because of y'all. So, thank you so much. Anywho, so we're going to get started. Trying to get everything running together all at one time. First off, we're going to start off with something that has really cheesed me severely. So as probably the top story that everybody's talked about lately is that Donald Trump, quote unquote, basically said something to the effect of how immigrants are nothing but animals, and put it all in this horrible way, in this horrible context, which is actually not true. And I neglected to actually get the actual audio in full context, and I apologize for that. But what had happened was he was actually answering a question to someone in reference to MS-13. The news media especially, and everyone on the left have lost their ever-loving minds, have gone off in this weird thing where they automatically, oh, well, look, see, he's talking about how horrible, the immigrants are, and how horrible of a person this is, and blah, blah, and it has just started this giant war that unfortunately has, I say war, they've lied point blank, and then have turned around and tried to take advantage of the attention span of the American people, which, let's be honest, most people's attention span nowadays is about that of a goldfish. If you're not hooked within the first couple seconds or what have you, you're pretty much out for the count. So one of the things I'm going to play here was Nancy Pelosi, who we all love her so, but she decided that she was going to do. She was doing some kind of a press conference or something, and somebody quizzed her on that, and it just here.
But since you brought up the subject of immigration again, it reminds me that, and as I was talking about the religious groups and how they're concerned about feeding the hungry in the Gospel of Matthew and the rest, 41 million people in our country are food insecure. We believe, some of us who are attracted to the political arena, to government and public service, that we're all God's children. Oh. There's a spark of divinity in every person on earth, and that we all have to recognize that as we respect the dignity and worth of every person.
Oh, so hold on. I had to stop that. So there is a spark of divinity in everyone, and we're all God's children. I've got a question for you, Nancy. And this I kind of memed this out earlier this week. What separates these immigrants, as you were so eloquently calling them, but what separates them from the 65 million unborn that have been slaughtered through Planned Parenthood? I'm waiting. I don't understand how you can sit there with a straight face and look at people and say, oh no, all of these people who are coming over here illegally, breaking rules and everything else, those are the sparks of divinity. Those are the people that are God's children. Those are the people that we have to look out for. Those are the ones important. But those little things, those innocent, unborn children, nope, that's nothing. Are you kidding me, woman? Are you kidding me? The fact of the matter is that we sit here and we allow these people to continue. People get elected because no one cares anymore. And the American people, and all of us, myself included at one point, just sat there and just took it. All these kids are being murdered, literally, and you're trying to forget the fact, and everyone's like, oh, well, he was talking about MS-13, so she's trying to defend them, blah, 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 blah. Forget that for a second. Let's just say, and let's just play her little game and go by the immigrant side of things, okay? The actual immigrants. So we're not talking about MS-13, rape, murder, and pillage. We're talking about just your average person who may or may not actually be trying to cross the border because they are after a better life and they just don't know how to do it right or choose not to do it right or whatever. You still mean to tell me that is more important than an unborn child? I don't get it. It severely blows my mind that kind of a comparison can be made, and with a straight face, might I add. Okay. So to make it even better, there was an article that got thrown out to apparently double down on this wonderful little thing. This is from the Daily Wire, and again, everything that we've done is put onto the descriptions on the social media, so you can look back and show that we're not lying or taking things out of context or what have you. But from the Daily Wire, on Thursday, liberal freelance writer Rob Rousseau, I believe is how you enunciate his name, said that he would rather have his daughter date a member of the violent gang MS-13 than a member of the Republican Party. Quote, I would rather my daughter dated a member of MS-13 than a member of the Republican Party, he wrote. End quote. Just stopping there for a moment. Really? I get the point that you're trying to make. I get the argument you're trying to go with. I get the insane platform you're trying to stand on. But either you are very ignorant, Mr. Rob Rousseau, or you're nuts. One of the two. Because MS-13 is known for beheading people, for raping and torturing people. And you are sitting here saying that you would rather that your daughter dated a MS-13 member than someone of the Republican Party. You are part of the problem, Rob. You are part of the problem. The fact of the matter is that you will literally sit here just to continue making this wedge deeper between people that you would openly admit on Twitter for the entire world to see, with literally 3,757 hearts and appreciations, whatever the heck that means for it. You have all these people who respond positively to what you've said over a party? Over party? You would literally put your child at risk over party politics. This and yet they say that the right and conservatives are the monsters. Russo publishes pieces for the Vice Sports, which makes it even better. This guy is not even like political. He writes for sports column. Most of his Twitter feed, however, is dedicated to bashing Republicans and President Trump. The freelance writer's purposefully incendiary tweet about his daughter, which he doesn't actually have, BT dubs, was made in the reaction to Trump calling MS-13 members, quote, animals, end quote. It was the vicious gang, comprised mostly of immigrants from El Salvador, rapes, tortures, and murders victims in gruesome fashions, operating in the motto, kill, rape, control. In one such case, 2 girls were beaten with bats and hacked so severely with machetes that they were unrecognizable. And then the MS-13 murderers appeared in court. They smiled and laughed and waved as the victims' families members looked on. This is literally, again, just like I commented, just like I put for the title of the show, if we had to pick a theme and everything, there must be something in the water. There has to be something in there that makes someone so stupid, so ignorant, that you have no problem whatsoever with the idea of your imaginary daughter being in a relationship with someone like this. And for what? For what? What does it get you? I mean, what is the benefit of it? Oh, we help score a point on our side. We're standing strong. Does everybody good, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I mean, this is the stuff that we have to do, and people are so stuck. This is why one of the decals that that we've made, one of our little slogans is it's principles over party. The party doesn't matter. The principles are what are what's important. That's what's key. That is what's going to get us back to the country that was originally designed, the route we were originally on. It doesn't make any sense that how people will purposefully sit and continue to try and make that wedge and just to score a point. This is like, let's take this out of the political scene for just a moment. This is literally you having an argument with your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Okay? And eventually one of you, and it doesn't matter who at this point, but one of you get off topic, and all arguments tend to get off topic because an argument is never usually what you originally started off to be anyway. The real argument is what ends up being discussed at in the end. But let's say you're having this argument, and you get to a point where one of you, beg your pardon, looks at the other person and says something so out in left field and so hateful and so ugly just to shut it down. Something, about, someone's mother, or, just you hit below the belt, and you hit below the belt. But it was just to win. It was just to, I got this. I may not have you on logic, but I got you. I got you. That's what this is. And this kind of stuff continues on every day, day in and day out. And the problem is that we allow it to go on. We allow it to continue. We allow it to manifest. And then we all sit here and have the nerve to look at one another and go, this is not fair. How are we going to stop this? This is not fair. What are we going to do? Well, I hate to tell you this, guys, but it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts right here where we decide that, you know what, it doesn't matter if you grew up in the inner cities of Baltimore, or if you grew up out in the middle of nowhere in New Mexico City, or if you grew up on a farm in the middle of central North Carolina, or you grew up on a ranch out in the middle of Texas. It doesn't matter what your experiences are. Everybody's experienced life differently. No one is given the same rules to the game of life. But what we can do is come together and take one experience and this experience and that person's experience. We can put it together and try to figure it out the best as we can, because this world is too big for us to all take in one bite if we had to. Just saying. But no, that makes too much sense. See, this is what happens when Steven is gone. It's just me. And I just sit here and lose my junk. See, this is what happens. So you're welcome. Oh, I'm gonna have to come down off of this in a minute. I'm telling you, but it's insanity. This political politics, or the political game where we have to try and just win or score points, is going to literally destroy us. And one day it's going to be too late if it's not already. Might be. Who knows? Guys, I'm going to calm down for a minute. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee, and I'm going to get everything together. We're going to come back on the other side. I've got this crazy story that that once you hear it, you're going to think I'm going one way, and I'm going to take it a completely different side. But we'll see about it. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism. I'll be right back. Stay tuned.
According to a 2017 Gallup poll, 85% of Americans hate their jobs. 85%. And most of those people will continue to hate their jobs over something as simple as updating and formatting their resume. Let Nicole's resume renewal service help you gain a leg up in an already competitive job market. Please go to www.facebook.com/Nicole's resume renewal service and relieve yourself of the worry of an outdated resume. Use the promo code DEFENDERS and receive $10 off your order of a resume cover letter package. That's www.facebook.com/Nicole's resume renewal service. Don't be part of that 85%. Log on today at www.facebook.com/Nicole's resume renewal service and use the promo code DEFENDERS for $10 off.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly one business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 877-750-5371. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now, 877-750-5371. That's 877-750-5371.
And welcome back, everybody. Listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism, minus one defender. Stephen is out. He is birthing babies. Well, making them anyway, helping to get them here. Let me see. Sorry. Getting old in my young age. Anyway, you can find us at DOAE Show on Twitter and Facebook, DOAEshow.com. Go there. Take a look at all the articles we got. Getting more of them as they go on. Trying to make things bigger and better, guys. You'll love it. Don't forget, we also have swag. We saw swag, basically. Don't forget also the drawing we're doing for Facebook likes. Try and get us to 100. As soon as we hit 100, do a random drawing for all three. Picture and everything is on the Facebook page. You can go and see what the pictures of the decals look like. You can go there and share things, whatever. Help us to grow. It all depends on you. So anyway, let's get this ball rolling. And the next one I'm going to go. I'm not even going to read the headline just yet, just because it'll give too much away too fast. In Wayne County, Illinois, a Fairfield man who was charged with sexual assault. Actually, it was May 9th. Raymond M. Morris was sentenced to 30 years. Or actually, no, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. It was offered a plea deal by the Wayne County State's Attorney Office for sexual assault. It was offered 7 years. 7 years for sexual assault. So what did he decide to do? Instead, he turned down the plea deal and thought he would take his chances with a jury. Yeah, and it didn't quite work out so well. On March 9th, Raymond M. Morris was sentenced to 30 years behind bars for each of 6 Class X felonies, convictions of predatory criminal sexual assault of a child. Under Illinois law, Morris will have to serve the sentences consecutively, one after the other. So what makes this odd is the fact that, again, Morris, who was 49 as a truck driver, wouldn't have spent more than 7 years in prison had he taken the plea deal offered by the county. So here's the deal. He got 180 years for 6 counts of felony predatory criminal sexual assault on a child. 7 years was offered. And the jury said, oh, nay. We're not playing that game. This guy's going away for a very long time. Put him in the cell, lock the door. He is gone. So the reason I brought this out and thought this would be a good one to discuss and to bring to light is the fact that what caught me off guard, and I'm wondering, I'm half keeping an eye on the Facebooks, on the responses and everything like that. Is there anything out of this story that has caught y'all off guard, that sticks out as a little weird? Anything at all? The 6, Class X felonies, sorry, but, that's just what you call it for, when you try messing with a little child like that. It could be the 49-year-old truck driver. No, it's none of that. It's none of that. What has stuck out to me, and I find insane, is the Wayne County State's Attorney's Office offered the plea deal, yes, 7 years. 7 years for 6 counts of predatory criminal sexual assault of a child. This is Illinois. I have family in Illinois. My mother and several siblings, cousins, and everything. I'm talking lots of families still live out in Illinois. And I feel for them. I pray for them every day, because this is the type of crap that has to be dealt with over there. Because Chicago, progressive, utopian Chicago, the gun-free zone capital of the country, has turned around, and it's evil, just evilness, and its progressivism is just oozed out and throughout the rest of the state, and it makes people insane to the point that they would offer a 6-time, in this instance, convicted sexual assault criminal, offer him just 7 years. 7 years. Now, I come back to the point of the jury said, no, we're not putting up with this. There is no way on God's green earth that this dude is going to get away with it. We're going to give him 180 years. So I'm posing a question to everybody, just offhand. If with that stark contrast between what the government is doing, what the state has decided things are, and what the people want is that big, why in the hell is it still like that? Why is it that every time election times come, nothing changes? The difference is there. It's clear. Helen Keller could look at that and go, I can see it, that's not right. And yet you still get people that go into into Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, and all these morons that are over there that are destroying that state. And for what? You're going to give a six-time sex offender, and that's just on this. God knows what he may or may not have done that may or may not have gotten away with or anything else. This is insane. The story continues. Morris accepted a negotiated guilty plea to a Class 2 felony charge that carried a 3 to 7 years of prison sentence. He was set for sentencing on February 2015, but abruptly withdrew his guilty plea, opting instead for a jury trial. That doesn't make any sense to me, because that's just, But even if Morris had drawn the maximum 7-year sentence under the plea deal, he would have been eligible for day-for-day credit for good behavior and would have likely have been out of prison by now. And remember, this originally went down in 2015. It's 2018, so he really only would have served about 3 years, maybe, good behavior. Morris's chances of acquittal did brighten after a judge threw out an alleged confession he had gave the police in July of 2012. Which is always good, when a judge is going to throw out the confession of the criminal. No, that doesn't matter, guys. We can't allow that to be part of the evidence because that would be incriminating. Anyway, the court ruled the, quote, agreement, unquote, with Morris that he would go home if he was truthful constituted an offer of leniency that rendered his confession involuntary. Going back on that, according to court records, the investigator told Morris at the time of questioning that as long as he was truthful, he could go home. So what they're saying is basically that he was able, because they said it that way and worded it that way, supposedly, then he could say he was coerced into saying it just so he could go home. Because he gave them the truth that they wanted. Even without a confession, a Wayne County jury still found Morris guilty in January of 6 Class X felony charges, which carry a possible sentence of 60 years in prison. During a lengthy sentence hearing, Morris's victims read an impact statement to Circuit Court Judge Barry L. Vaughn. She stated Morris had taken her innocence and had stolen her childhood. She added that she still suffers from anxiety and a basic mistrust of people. Well, duh. The victim further stated that Morris had forbidden her from having any contact with her grandparents or her brother. And in August of 2010, the victim's brother was killed in a traffic crash, and Morris refused to allow her to attend his funeral. What a douche. This is a guy that was going to be given 7 years. 7 years. Or, and obviously with good behavior, he'd probably be out in less than that. In addition to sexual abuse, the victim told the judge that Morris subjected her to repeated beatings with a vacuum cord, and it was described to by family members as a, quote, flogging stick. Morris made no statement during sentencing. Judge Barry Vaughn did give him credit for 165 days he spent in a local jail awaiting trial. Oh, good. At least he gave him something, right? Under Illinois law, Morris is not eligible for day-by-day credit for good behavior. He will have to serve at least 85% of his sentence behind bars. Now 49 years old, the sentence will effectively keep Morris behind bars the rest of his life, which is where he should be. According to the records, he is currently being held in the maximum security prison in Chester, Illinois. Prison records show he will be eligible for parole on September 27th, 2170. And I can't help but read that without having a slight smile on my face, because at least the people have decided, you know what, the government and the state are going to keep screwing us, but we are not going to screw anything over anymore, and we're going to do it right. Ta-da! Personally, I think of, a cheap bullet, $1.09, whatever it takes, or it'd be a little bit more if you want to do old-fashioned firing squad, but still, I've got a pocket knife. We can castrate them. There's a lot of things we could do a whole lot cheaper and save the county and the state of Illinois a lot of money. And the fact of the matter is that guys, this is going on, and this is not just in Illinois. This is happening everywhere. We will hear stuff like this, and the problem with it is we read stories like this, we hear stories about like this, and we stand back and we go, holy crap, that's insane. That's not supposed to happen here. There's no way. Thank God it worked out right. Yeah, but what happens the next time when it doesn't? Because I hate to tell you this, but it happens, it goes wrong more often than it goes right. 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, people walk away with the 7-year plan instead of the 180 they deserve. We've got to start taking responsibility for us. We've got to start knuckling down and saying enough is enough. I'm done. I'm not going to put up with it anymore. As for me and my house, that's what needs to happen. And if we don't start doing it, if we don't do it, no one else is going to. I mean, this is on us, and this is for us to teach the next generation. That's the other thing we need. People have to start doing. We've got to start instilling it into the next generation. Hey, this is the right way of doing things. This is the wrong way of doing things. And you can make your own decision. That's the joy of America, is you can make your decisions, and that covers everything. You can make your choice of how you want to live, where you want to live, what you want to do in your life, who you want to love, where you want to marry, what cars you want to drive, what food you want to eat, what lifestyle you want to have, what clothes you want to wear. You could make virtually every choice in the world. You could say what you want to say. You could watch what you want to watch. You could be where you want to be. And we love all of that stuff. But we don't seem to want to handle the responsibility of what it takes to get there, what it takes to keep that freedom. Which is, at the very least, you don't have to don a uniform and go stand on the front lines and fight a war. The very least you could do is, when you get ready to vote, and most people don't, but when you get ready to vote, how about kind of look over who's running? At the very least, so you don't walk in there and not know who a name is. Just to see who. It's called doing your own homework. Being responsible for you, and then making the educated decision based off of who you are. Because at least if everyone is making this educated decision in the voting booth based off of their life, their experience, of who they are, what they believe, what they stand for, then at least then it's the country working together, and whatever happens, happens. If you walk in there and go, I don't know, I'm going to pick, let's just check off a box. I see an R, so I can do it. And I'm admitted, I'm just as guilty of that in most cases. If I don't know who it was and I didn't do my due diligence, I'll just look for the R. Or look for a name that I can like, because a lot of times here in North Carolina, they don't put the R or D on next to stuff sometimes. I'm just as bad. This is also I'm discussing this at me too. This part's for me as well. We have got to start taking responsibility for our country, for what we want things to be. You can't just sit on the sidelines and complain about it. This guy almost got away with abuse and sexual assault of a child. And thank God he's a moron and decided to take and roll the dice against, a jury. Because that just gives me a little bit of hope that humanity is the way it should be. A little bit of hope that America has got some semblance of normalcy. That we haven't gone completely over the edge yet. And I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I'm not the only person that feels this way. I know all of y'all do as well, and it's just insane though. We've got to buckle down, y'all. We have to, because if this stuff continues, then like I said, people like this Morse guy are going to get away with, and next time it'll be worse than that. He'll actually get away with it like scot-free. And they're already seeing stuff like that going on right now. We have to draw the line in the sand. We have to be the good stewards of the world and the life that we've been given. We have to. Because in the end, one day we're all going to answer for it. And the question is what are we all going to say about it? What are we going to have to say? I don't know. But guys, time for another break, I think. I'm not used to looking at times on my own, so we're just going to go with it. Guys, don't go anywhere. You're listening to Defenders of American Exceptionalism. We will be right back. We're going to be talking aliens. Don't go anywhere.
Do you need a car? Been shopping only to be turned down because of bad credit, low credit, no credit, bankruptcy, or divorce? Guess what? Today's your lucky day, because now you can buy a car, truck, or SUV, just about any vehicle. It's true. Bad credit doesn't matter. No credit doesn't matter. Bankruptcy or divorce, it just doesn't matter. As a matter of fact, your job is your ticket to your new vehicle. We're Auto Credit Express, and we've helped thousands of people just like you. Antonio H. told us, great company, got me connected, and the day I went in, I drove off in the car I wanted. 100% worth your time. Need a car? Get started now and drive off as early as today. Just go to 17ignoremyscore.com right now. That's www.17ignoremyscore.com. Auto financing the easy way. 17ignoremyscore.com. Get started today. Auto financing the easy way.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-368-9108. That's 800-368-9108. Again, 800-368-9108.
And welcome back, everybody. Defenders of American Exceptionalism, live on Facebook, on Periscope, YouTube, at DOAEshow.com. You can find us all those places, and so many more. We're also on iHeartRadio. That would be, look up Defenders of American Exceptionalism. We are virtually everywhere. Share us with friends, share it with family. Spread the word. Help us grow our footprint, because we're that awesome, and people need to hear it. So, it's Saturday. It's the end of the show, or at least the last segment anyway, and as we tend to do with or without Steven, we're still going to end on a fairly humorous note. And I got this last one from Glenn Beck. I couldn't help. This one made me laugh. And I said, I have to share. If you happen to have heard the show Friday, you probably heard it. So if you did, I apologize. But if you haven't, I'm going to go into it anyway, because it makes me giggle. Apparently, science has finally come through. Well, I say finally come through. Science has come through for us, finally, in a way that, we seem to have this up and down thing with, like, say, climate change. One minute it's global warming, and the next minute it's global cooling, and it's this up and down and back and forth, and there's these inconsistencies that are consistent, and it's weird. Apparently, though, science has come through, and it only took 270 million years to to get it. But scientists finally have solved the mysteries that have plagued humanity for eons. And that is where the octopus came from. Now, what most people would say, well, but Dylan, that would be weird. That would be, as we've been taught through years of school, even though it's just a theory, it's evolution. It all started, amoebas and, or if you subject yourself and go with the Christian or the creation theory of things, then it would be, well, God just created it. And I would have to tell you, based on scientific studies, that both of you are wrong, actually, that it wasn't that. They came from outer space. Right hand to God. I also went ahead and actually found the original report that this thing came from, and I did include it. It's very, very dry. And when I say very dry, I've eaten like mouthfuls of sand that were more moist than that. I want to read a section of this. The paper, we certainly do not want this paper to read, as one reviewer has put it, quote, somewhat like a last-ditch and exasperated attempt to convince the mainstream of the scientific community that in following neo-Darwinism, they have gone seriously astray because life has been carried to this planet from somewhere else in the universe on comets/meteorites and does not result in the abiogenesis on the Earth. End quote. Why would anyone think that this was a last-ditch effort to poo-poo anything? I mean, you're literally just trying to say that octopuses have come from space. Which, not for nothing, is pretty much kind of how every not horror story, but every, alien space monster movie goes, isn't it? I mean, it's the Alien Octopus Research, co-authored by a group of 33 scientists. Don't know what any of them are scientists of, but apparently it's a good enough gig that they can write this story and pass it off on probably the taxpayers' dime, BT dubs. Not 100% sure on that one, but it wouldn't surprise me one bit. I mean, we, do spend money to build bridges for, or walkways for ducks to walk out of the reflecting pool in D.C., even though they can, fly. But anyway, the Alien Octopus Research, co-authored by 33 scientists, was published in a Progress in Biophysics and Molecular Biology journal, which, I have next to the toilet. Every time. Always. It's 33 people. I'm in the wrong line of work, guys. I'm in the wrong line of work. These scientists say that octopuses evolved very rapidly over 270 million years. Because we all know that they have, invented technologies far beyond that we have. They have the ability to fly or drive, cars. They're able to do all this stuff. Well, that's what normal people would think. But 270 million years is like light speed in evolutionary terms, apparently. I don't know. I go the creation side of things, so to me that's all new. And the only explanation for their breakneck evolution is that they're aliens. That's the only answer. It can't be that, they were just made that way. What was that song? See, this is a moment where a song pops up and I could use Steven's help. And no, he's not here. But anyway, the report says, quote, the genome of the octopus shows a staggering level of complexity with 33,000 protein coding genes, more than is present in a Homo sapiens, end quote. Well, whoopity-doo. See, I'm trying to figure out on how it is that people can actually, and I'm truly wondering about this. How is it that we can sit there and there are people in this world who eat this up? This actually is all legit. So there's people out here going, oh, well, yeah, no, I could see that. I could see that.
that what happened was that it turns out that octopuses were aliens that evolved on another planet. We don't know which planet yet, but we know for sure we've narrowed it down to be one of the planets in one of the galaxies. Hundreds of millions of years ago, give or take another 100 and so million. These octopus aliens arrived on Earth in the form of cryopreserved eggs.
Which is basically a weird version of Superman. Mommy and Daddy decided we need to send them off and spread it everywhere. Kind of like what you see on like, what was that movie? Like, I don't know, it was 4 People or something like that. You just send them out to all the 4 corners, and it's that. See, what it is they're not trying to live. They're trying to eventually take over. That's what it is, I think. They've sent their eggs to the far reaches of space, and what's happened is they're hoping to grow and populate and consume and control from the inside. That's what it was. It's amazing how that works out. This is legit. Like, people think this is real. And the reason why that they attribute it to the octopus has a large brain, sophisticated nervous system, camera-like eyes, flexible bodies, and the ability to change color and shape all point to alien nature. Because it can't be that that's just how it is. See, here's what I don't get. How is it that the octopus can be classified as alien, but not the platypus? Help me out here. I don't get it. I tried reading there's actually a trigger warning in the article of the Science Direct. The trigger warning: accurate scientific terminology can be unsettling because of their history, yet sometimes unavoidable. The terms panspermia, and I'm not even going to try to enunciate that other one, Lamarckian inheritance, despite their emotive implications and prejudicial overtones, will be used where deemed appropriate in this paper. Well, that's good. I mean, this sucker goes on forever. Ooh, look, and there are pictures. I'm telling you, the pictures alone just makes it nice. Because they literally go, well, look, you see, you have this little bitty thing right here, and this is the same as this, and it's literally, it's trying to, they cite a bunch of stuff, but I mean, it's really aliens. It's aliens, guys. So we're moving now from, and this is something I've thought about, actually, in all seriousness. So they've gone to, there's been, obviously, over the years, have been a huge push to poo-poo and destroy the idea of God and creationism and all of that in one lump, okay? I wonder if now we've hit a point where now it's that people are tired of even the evolutionary thing, and we're trying to get rid of that now. And we wonder if we might not see a push of well, it's not from here. And part of it, I say that, is because we've hit a point where society as people have gotten to a point where we're trying to so remove ourselves from accountability and responsibility of anything that we are and have to be. You know what I mean? It's not my fault that I've, get angry and yell at my child, or I do this or I do that. It's not my fault. It's something else's fault. It's either medication I'm on, or it's an experience that I've had, or my mommy didn't hug me enough, or whatever. There's all these little things, and we so are trying to remove ourselves further and further away that at least if we turn around and go, well, no, it wasn't even chance that did it. It was something else way out there. Some alien thing did something, and that's why we're here. I don't know. It's just something I thought about. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but it's just a thought. I don't know. I just feel that, the whole alien gig is a little weird. Now, and just for matters of clarification, I am not one of those people who I believe the possibility of aliens are there. Sorry, but as vast of the universe as God is created, I would think it would be rather arrogant of us to believe that there isn't some other form of life out there. Now, whether or not they're intelligent and like E.T. or all this other crap, I don't know. And it's not for us to worry about. You know what I mean? I have a hard enough problems maintaining three little boys and a house and car payments and a job and everything else. I don't have time to worry about, well, I wonder if there's intelligent life on the other side of the universe. Don't have time for it. It's hard enough to get up to go to church in the morning. You know what I mean? It's hard enough to just get through life here. I don't have time or the patience to worry about, the other side. And frankly, I don't think anybody should be worrying about it. But anyway, I don't know. That's what that is. I thought it was hilarious. It would be more fun if Steven were here, but he's not because they're making babies. Well, they already made it. It came out of the oven about 12:30. So if y'all get a chance, you see him online or on anything like that, drop him a line, tell him congratulations, tell him he was missed. He should be back. If I know it well and know it right, he'll probably be back on Wednesday. So things will be back to normal by then. But anywho, that's how it is, guys. I'm done. It's enough for me. I'm gonna tootle on down the road, shut everything down, and go hang out and watch some TV with the wife. So, guys, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Putting up with just me. I know it's not the same without Steven running his magic behind the board. But again, congratulations to him and his wife on having a young little boy. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm going to tootle on. Guys, go to Defenders of American Exceptionalism. That would be DOA Show at Facebook and Twitter. DOAShow.com. Guys, you can find everything there. Or you can find archives. You can find videos. Everything. Articles go up at least every Tuesday. Sometimes more than that. We're trying to bring more people in. Trying to grow it. Please, please, please share this with everybody in virtually every group you have. I don't care if it's somebody they like. Put us in a progressive thing. I don't care. We like to have the conversations. We like to have to talk to people. It's about resolving conflict, not winning an argument. But anyway, having said that, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. We will see you on Wednesday, 9 p.m. See you next time. Bye-bye.